you to this week's edition of Community Conversation. First, let me apologize for the late start. You know, as Murphy's Law says, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And as we see us from all over the world tonight, and I refuse to let the devil mar our evening. Okay, here at Community Conversation, we take full advantage, folks, of remote technology to bring our young people together with members of the community leaders, and their peers across the country. And after tonight, we can add secondary education, careers, and health, as well as wellness, as you will see tonight. Let me say thanks to all the adults, the parents, the grandparents, the educators who are responsible for tonight's meeting, for all the kids who are here tonight. You know, every Friday night we hang out with you guys just to share ideas and instill, if you will, values in these young people. I've been hearing from you guys in the streets. I've been getting your phone calls, your texts, your emails, and we certainly value the feedback. I'm getting feedback, Maria. You're indeed making a contribution to your community, and for that, we just want to say thank you so much. I'm also great and happy to see we have Ms. McKenzie back with us after 2 weeks. You were sorely missed, and I learned that you've been choosing to spend your 7 to 8 hour on a Friday night at the gymnasium somewhere in Hendry County. I guess Birdie told me you were preparing for the fitness challenge on the Health Channel, Miss McKenzie.
Yes,
but we're happy to.
Smith.
Yeah, that's what we heard. And DJ certainly missed you over the last couple of weeks. In fact, I think I had about 3 or 4 messages from people. Where is Miss McKenzie? Is she coming back? But Miss Willingham, Miss W did a fine job over the last couple of weeks pinch hitting for you. Again, I welcome our friends who are joining us either on KOP Mentor Networks or Boca Raton Tribune's Facebook pages. As I said earlier, we're now on Instagram, and we're at KOPM Network. So that's KOPM Network on Instagram. I am just tickled, folks. I just want to extend to our new friends joining us from across the water. We have a contingency of folks from the Bahamas, from Belize, from Jamaica, from Tobago, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. What's up? You will hear from some of them later in the show. I have been receiving your comments and just want to thank you for your feedback and your support. Certainly, thank you for sharing Community Conversation on your social media pages. And, you know, certainly, folks, this is the greatest compliment that you can give to these young people during the week. We have quite a few of them who have been monitoring the pages, and they keep me abreast. So just go ahead and ask your friends to like the pages, and let's make it happen. Okay. By the way, if you missed the show, you can find it on Boca Raton Tribune or KOP Mentor Network's Facebook pages. Let me take a moment and say again, what's up to Miles Homer and his homeboys down in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, I had a chance this past week on Wednesday, I think it was, had a chance to hang out with Miles at our financial literacy seminar, which is a monthly session for young people, which provides training on financial literacy, basically through a partnership with Consolidated Credit. And that's a company that brings financial solutions to our community. I'm getting some feedback, Mari, if you can eliminate that, please. If you don't know us yet, yes, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, if you don't know us yet, guys, we're making sure that our young people are ready and prepared for life after graduation, whether it's financially through programs such as Wednesdays, health-wise through the many programs we offer, or through programs we're offering tonight, or like I said, academically, as you'll see through some of the programs we offer. Our 1 minute was up 1 minute time mark is brought to you by DNA Total Fitness. Get up, get out, get moving, 1 day at a time, 1 step at a time, 1 pound at a time. Change your life. Your health is in your hands. DNA Total Fitness, where your health is in good hands. Now, Miles and your boys down there in the USVI, our healthy buddies have a few words for you. Pay attention to the screen, please.
Infants and toddlers were separated from their parents at the southern border.
Robert Dodd, put your phone on mute, please.
Hey, Banana.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, Banana, what you doing?
Just hanging around with my bud.
True. What's up?
What's up?
Whoa, who's that?
Yo, that's Lemon.
What's up? Yo, where's Kiwi?
Hey, Kiwi. Yo. You guys wait for me.
Whoa, hold on.
What's up?
Whoa. Hey, Banana,
Yo, what's up?
what you doing?
Just hanging around with my bud.
True.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Healthier Delray Beach. The Healthier Delray Beach initiative strives to serve as a trusted advocate for the behavioral health needs for Delray Beach community by creating awareness, encouraging acceptance and equality, and developing a system of care. Healthier Delray Beach is located at 555 Northwest 4th St. Delray Beach. Learn more about Healthier Delray Beach at www.hdb.org or call 561-703-8691.
I am just so proud of these young. Every week they keep just impressing me with their skills. That's new to me. Good job, Neil. Great job, I should say. Folks, election day is only 10 days and 1 wake up away. And you've been hearing about the importance of voting all over, okay, on the news, in the stores, in the streets, everywhere you've been hearing about that. We take this process very serious, and young people, so serious that we're devoting a considerable amount of time tonight to make sure that you're informed on what you need to know in order to exercise your right to vote. I'm still getting calls from people not sure who to vote for. But Mr. John, I know you and your brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity have been beating the pavement over the last couple of days. I've seen the photos, and right after Mr. John shares some pearls of wisdom with you this afternoon, Ms. Anderson will answer some questions that you and other first-time voters have about voting. Mr. John.
Appreciate it, brother C-Ron.
What's going on, brother, man?
Man, we're in it now. Early voting started on Monday. You know, like I said, educate yourselves, find out, you know, the early polling sites, make sure that you have a plan. At this point, if you don't have a plan, it's too late. Yeah.
I'm surprised, John. People are still calling me saying they're undecided. You know, 10 days before. What else do they need? But what more do they need? But what can I say?
I mean, we saw the debate on Thursday. I mean, if you're still undecided at this point, then I'll drop my.
They need to serve on a jury. Trust me. If they're still undecided, they need to be serving on juries.
Absolutely, absolutely. Neil, can we drop the video of Shaquille O'Neal?
I've never voted before, America. But now I'm doing all these voting campaigns, and you know one thing I never like to do is be a hypocrite. So the other day, I got my absentee ballot. And for those who don't think I know what an absentee ballot is, okay, you get it. They have the little thing for your county, and you mark in the thing. They tell you not to use a check or an X. You have to color it in, like using the Scantron. And before you mail it back, you have to rip the top of the thing off the back. You have to sign it. You have to sign another envelope, put another side of the envelope. In other words, America, I voted for the first time, and it feels good. Thank you. This message was paid for and approved by Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
You're gonna get buried for this.
No, I'm not. I never voted. Listen, I'm honest. I've never voted before in my life. This is my first time voting. I'm honest.
I can't believe it.
I promise you.
So as you can see, last weekend we played Snoop Dogg voting for the first time, Shaquille O'Neal voting for the first time. So I mean, and these guys, what are they in their upper 40s, almost 50 years old? And so these guys are voting for the first time. Then that lets you know the importance of this election and how big this election is. And so I encourage you, you know, leading up to when we were having, and encourage you guys to register to vote. And then encouraging you all to, now that you've registered, to actually vote. Again, early voting is all over Florida between now and November 1st. Of course, the election day is November 3rd. And then there is another video I'd like to show you guys that now that we've gotten past the registered piece, and it's about you know, voter suppression and some of the things that, you know, Black and brown communities face as they go attempt to vote, and some of the long lines and the waits and the hurdles that they have to overcome. Neil, could you play that video?
Voting lines and wait times have been getting longer and longer, and there is a reason for that. Voting should take no longer than 30 minutes, according to the Presidential Commission on Election Administration. But in the 2018 primaries, nearly half of Latino voters and Black voters waited an average of 45% longer than white voters. That's in large part because people of color tend to live in communities where there are fewer electoral resources, a problem that can be traced to one 2013 Supreme Court decision. In the 1965 Voting Rights Act, there was a provision that said any new election laws from states with a history of discrimination needed federal oversight and approval before implementation. The provision was meant to be temporary, but was renewed several times due to its success in decreasing the voter turnout gap between whites and Black Americans. But in 2013, the Supreme Court overturned it, citing rising voter turnout rates in minority neighborhoods. In other words, the provision was deemed no longer needed. 24 hours after the Supreme Court decision, Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama enforced photo ID laws that previously were barred under the provision. Proponents of the law say these policies combat voter fraud, but 11% of eligible voters, mainly people who are young and in poorer rural neighborhoods, do not have government-issued photo IDs. Polling closures also increased since 2013. In Arizona and Georgia, 1 in 5 voting locations closed. In Texas, more than 1 in 10 closed. And in Louisiana and Mississippi, 1 in 20 closed. The closures mostly occurred in minority neighborhoods. And even with mail-in ballots, some states are not expanding the privilege during a nationwide pandemic, increasing fears that this year, voting might lead to less turnout or higher infection rates.
You're muted, John.
Appreciate it as always, Neil. I would like to share there's an event going on this weekend that I would like to share my screen to make sure that you guys are aware of this event. And I think that maybe not. All right, so we have an event this weekend, Take It to the Polls, and so it would be at the Riviera Beach City Hall. Please come out. It's tomorrow from 1 to 5. We'll have a program, and then we'll also actually be taking folks to the polls. So you can come out, enjoy the program. As you can see, my chapter Alpha Alpha sponsoring the event along with Delta Delta up in the northern part of Palm Beach, and then some other organizations. And so we'll be out there tomorrow. So come, bring some signs, make your voice heard. We're going to try to rally around the city of Riviera to make it to the polls. And so I'm excited about that event tomorrow. If you have any questions about that event, please feel free to reach out to me. And then also, in general, for everyone that might need a ride to vote, the Urban League of Palm Beach County are providing free rides to vote. And so you would call this number or visit the website and register. And so we're trying our best to, any way we can reach people, whether it's marching them to the polls or providing them a ride to the polls. We're out here and I'm excited about it, and definitely feel free to come out tomorrow at Riviera Beach and fellowship with us. We hope to have some voter guides out there, and there'll be some other organizations there as well. So we hope to have a good time and march to the polls tomorrow.
John, you mentioned that there's going to be rides to the polls. What about food and refreshment? Will there be refreshment and food?
There will be food and refreshment. There'll be a DJ out there tomorrow. The plan is that different organizations in the National Panhellenic and Council on Voting Day will be there at the different polling sites, making sure that you all have water. Because again, as the last video stated, that they're trying their best to keep us from voting. And so sometimes the waits will be 3 to 4 hours long. And so there's just different resources out here. Again, Shaq voting for the first time, Snoop Dogg voting for the first time. We've heard LeBron out in the media talk about the importance of this. And so, it's good that not only are our politicians speaking up, but also celebrities are speaking up more than ever before. And so again, I'm out here. If you would like me to send you the flyer, more details, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be here, as always, the whole program, and I would love to answer any questions that you have.
Sounds good. Folks, thank you, Mr. John. Really appreciate that. Folks, Alex Alexander from Kappa Alpha sorority has been fielding your questions all week, and she has some questions and some answers to share with you. Miss Alex, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, loud and clear as a whistle.
Wonderful. Well, just to actually take a step back, I wanted to let everyone know that I actually voted on Tuesday, and referring to the long lines and the voter suppression that we're seeing, I was in line from 6:15 a.m. So I was the third person in line, and I was in and out within 10 minutes. But as is known with my sorority, this is a very serious matter. So for any of the youth who are 17, 18 years of age who have questions about how to register or where should you go, what to do, please feel free to reach out to Mr. Allen, and we will definitely get you set up and squared away. But I hope you're having a wonderful evening and continuing on with our program. So with the vital presidential election less than 2 weeks away, I mean, it's insane. Who knew it would come so quickly? Thousands of young people, including all of you, are waiting the chance to exercise your rights for the very first time. So you've been following the candidates' every move, watching the debates, and knowing their positions on all the issues. So while it's good that you're prepared, here are 5 first things that first-time voters should also know before the big day. So number 1, are you registered? So yes, voting is a constitutional right. However, you must be registered in order to cast your ballot in any election. So while it's possible in some states to register the same day you vote, the registration deadline here in Florida, it's already passed. But if you're out of state, check with your supervisor of elections office to see the law. So I suggest a quick Google search, supervisor of elections and your county. If you have questions, put in the chat, we'll help you. So where do you vote? Schools, homes, or community centers can all be used as designated places for voting. Signs will make these places visible the day of the election, but you need to find the correct polling place for you. As mentioned before, the Supervisor of Election website is a wealth of information. You can find early voting sites, you can find your correct polling place, you can even find sample ballots, so that's a great resource for you. And you can also start with a website like 411. So you enter your address and the site will provide you with the address of the nearest polling place. And then you should also make note of the times of polling sites open and close. So here in Florida, I've noticed that the trend for early voting has been 7 to 7, for example. So what kind of ID do you need to bring? So there's been some changes in voter identification requirements, as you saw in the video. So in several states, and they've been making headlines for months, for a long time with the different changes. So many states that play a critical role in presidential elections have enacted stricter laws that require voters to present a photo ID before they can vote. So for the young people who haven't voted before, Google like battle states, just to give you an idea of what's going on. So some think that these laws could have a negative effect on turnout among young voters. You saw the video. So if you're in Florida, like us, you need a state or a government issued ID. So your driver's license, for instance. For those of you who are out of state, check out your state's voter identification requirement and make sure you have the necessary identification come November 3rd, especially if the state in which you attend school and your home state are not the same place. So for instance, if you're a Florida resident, but you go to school in Georgia, you wouldn't vote in Georgia, you would vote in Florida. So be mindful of things like that as well for those students who are out of state. So what else is on the ballot? So, of course, the national focus of the 2020 election is on who will be our next commander-in-chief for the next 4 years. But certain ballots will also include various measures to be voted on, as well as members of Congress up for re-election. So that would be amendments, that would be state representatives, and various different positions within your county. So we need to know what's going on locally and statewide so that we can be informed as possible. I would like to really reiterate this. This harkens back to civics for those who are in that age range. It is really important to vote because you're not only voting for the president, you're voting for your senator, House of Representatives, so many different instrumental positions. And though we have so much emphasis right now on the presidential election, please don't forget how important that is because those are your future leaders as well on the local level. So last but not least, number 5, when is election day? So you might know this, but just in case, election day is Tuesday, November 3rd. So please mark your calendars. As always, I'm here to serve you as your local lady of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Xi Pi Omega chapter. If you have any questions, please let us know and we will be very happy to help you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Miss Alex. And folks, guess what? We have with us tonight. We have the man himself, James T. from WHQT Hot 105. And for the past few weeks, he has had a what you call a who is who on his show to speak about the election. This morning he had Congressman James Clyburn from South Carolina. He has had Nancy Pelosi, Frederica the Hat Lady Wilson. He has had Hakeem Jeffries, Stacey Abrams, and Susan Rice, and I'm sure tomorrow morning he's going to have President Obama on. James T., thanks for being with us, brother. Many of us did not hear Brother Clyburn this morning and some of the other speakers who you've had. What were they saying, if you will? What's at stake for us, brother?
Everything. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for having me. And of course, I really do want to salute you and your guests for the great job that you guys are doing in trying to keep our folks informed and to encourage them. Because I think you and Ciron has mentioned this so many times that one of the things that we have to recognize is it's not just enough for us to do what we think is the right thing, but it's also great for us to encourage others to do likewise. And after speaking with any number of people, as you said earlier, including we had Maxine Waters, and everybody is trying to encourage people to realize where we are, but more than that, the power that we have. And I think that's one of the things I've been even going back and listening to some of the speeches by Dr. King and of course, some of the thoughts of John Lewis and others. And reaching out to our young people, quote unquote, may be the thing that we're to do, but also to encourage ourselves to do more. You texted me yesterday, I think it was, just to tell me how things were going at the polls. And we try at the radio station to help people to know where they can go, where the lines may not be as long, but more than that, to look out for those people who may not have the transportation. Some appearances at some of the rides to the polls, which is going to be happening tomorrow as well as Sunday, and then next weekend as well. So we really do want to encourage all people. I really have a saying, first of all, when we speak to young people, I first say, forgive us. Forgive us for the situation that begging the government to, well, here in Florida, I think on amendment. One of the amendments is that in the next 6 years, you'll get, you could possibly get $15 an hour. I don't want somebody to give me $15 an hour. I want someone to give me an opportunity where I can make $150 an hour, or give me an idea where I can build. My grandmother had a 3rd grade education, but she taught me, God bless the child who has his own. We've got to teach our young people, you can be more than just an employee. You can be an employer, you know, and God has gifted you with something that will help you become that entrepreneur. And there's nothing wrong with working for other people. I work for and with other people, but guess what? I own, you know, and I work hard to own, so that I can give others an opportunity, you know, so that we can work and take advantage of whatever the government has there for all the people, whether it's an opportunity zone, whether it's working with the city or the CRA, whether it's finding out what government grants are there. There is so much available to us. And Dr. Miles Monroe says, hey, we're not void of information. We are void of, oh my goodness.
You know, JC, you are the inspiration for me doing this program, brother. You know, we've been talking about this for a while, and look, here we are. Folks, for the past 50 years, James C. has been the voice of reasoning in our community over the airwaves of WHQT Hot 105. We're going to have him back very soon, and the entire show will be his. He's been doing this for 50 years in our community, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, James C., want to know why so long.
Well,
shout out this week. Go ahead.
Simply this. I asked God if he would bless me, that I wanted to be a blessing to others. So, hey, thank you for this opportunity to join you. You know I support you if there's anything.
Yes, sir.
To help you with your program and to help others who are helping others. Hey, man, please use me. This
is our program, brother. You are the inspiration behind doing this. And hey, you're welcome anytime. Anyway, shout out this week to Shamari Caesar, Jamarian, Homer Miles, and all the fellas who attended Financial Literacy Workshop this past week. Guys, they had a ball. They earned some cool prizes, including some cash. Yes, DJ, they earned money. Young people, if you're interested in attending next month's session, check your email for the reminder, or you can put your email address in the chat and you'll be added to the email list. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and send your email address in via Facebook, or you can text it to the number in the chat, 561-665-0151, and you'll be reminded of the next opportunity when you can win some cash. This segment is brought to you by the generous donation of Ezra Krieg, Marsha Eisenberg, and Doug Young. Thanks to our sponsors, folks, we're able to bring you community conversation each week. You know, as you interact with your friends, I asked you earlier, as you interact with your friends and neighbors, please tell them to like Healthier Delray Beach, Roots and Wings, and all the other sponsors on their Facebook page, but also make sure you like KOP Mentoring Network. Today's program is produced by Jonelle Dina Bazoo. Miss Dina, a graduating senior at Atlantic Community High School, as well as the Milagros Center. Dina's just telling me it's 8 o'clock. We should be off the air. I'm going to ask you, beg you guys, please give us another 20 or 25 minutes, and I guarantee you'll still be in time for your next gig. LaDanian Thomas, who attends Milagros Center, serves as our production intern, as well as Darryl Curry, a graduating senior at Atlantic Community High School. They are our production interns, and they're the ones who make this program happen. I just so happen to be that face every Friday night that you look at, but they're the ones who put this together. Our illustrious cinematographer is Neil Noel, and he's a proud product of KOP Mentoring Network and Village Academy. Folks, I'm so happy to announce that Mr. Ezekiel Hobbs, a graduating senior at the Florida A&M University. Florida A&M University in Tallahassee is serving as our public relations intern. He'll be managing our social media pages. And you know what? Ezekiel is in his second week, and he has committed to helping us improve our social media presence. Like he said, like us on Facebook, KOP Mentoring, and follow us on Instagram at KOPMNT. Network. That's KOPM Network. And you'll be able to find out everything that we are doing. Mr. Cool, excuse me, Mr. Cool himself, 3 C's, Mario Rodriguez, is our resident production manager, and he is with Boca Raton TV. One of the biggest tools that we have to fight conditions, health conditions, is the power of human connections. That's why health awareness months or health awareness weeks and days are so important. You know, they rally us together to spread awareness and to show support. Educational and fundraising events are often held at these times of the year to create a ripple effect, if you will, of positivity and empowerment, not just for those living with health conditions, but for their loved ones as well. Sure, I know you've heard about the big ones such as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which we are celebrating, and World AIDS Day. But what about lesser known ones such as National Family Health History Day, or Give Kids a Smile Day, or National Mediterranean Diet Day? Hey, only on Community Conversations you find that out, huh? Well, tonight we have 3 members of our community who are working in their individual spaces to ensure that our community, in particular our youth, are educated and informed on what they need to do to live and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Our first guest is Ms. Deborah Tendrich of Eat Better, Live Better, DT. During the pandemic, it was not uncommon to see DT riding through the community on the Digital Vibes bus. Yeah, that's the big county bus that has been converted into a studio. Yep, and she's been passing out food through the community to the needy. DT, what's happening, girl?
Hi, how are you? Hi, everyone.
Hey, another great day in South Florida. Tell us about Eat Better, Live Better, please. What is that all about?
Well, first I want to start off, I really enjoy the part about voting. Voting is really important. I always say that not voting is still like voting because you're giving the power to someone else to determine what you want, and you're giving the power to somebody else to determine what you need. So I really appreciate everyone who's getting out there and knocking on doors and helping people get to the polls.
You more than anybody else on this call know the importance of voting because you ran unsuccessfully for a seat on the Delray Beach Beach House of Congress a few years ago. And can we expect to see DT again in the future? Let's break the news on Community Conversation. Can we expect to see you or see you again in Delray on the dais?
Well, right now I cannot confirm or deny, but I think.
Oh, you sound like a politician already.
No, right now I'm actually glad I didn't win because the pandemic created a big food crisis, and I was able to, with my organization, step up and help be one of the food solutions. So I almost feel like this is a blessing to be able to do that. I will not consider any political move until I know that our food crisis is under control from this pandemic. So it's kind of to be determined.
Talk to me about Eat Better, Live Better. What's that all about?
Yeah, so in 2013, I actually lost 70 pounds and reversed my daughter's medical conditions with just food. Once that happened, I started talking to kids in schools and realized 20 minutes with them on a career day does not create permanent change. So I developed an evidence-based curriculum, and we go into kids, work with kids in aftercare programs and summer camps and even families, and teach the kids how to read nutrition labels, identify healthy and unhealthy fats, carbs, and proteins. We create kids to become nutritionally responsible and create food, healthy foods to be familiar to them. So when they're exposed to it, they would be more likely to eat it. Because we found kids who are 16 years old and never tried a real strawberry, only strawberry flavoring. And it's really hard for a lot of youth, especially when they're living in a food desert, to have access to that healthy food. So we want them to have good associations with good feelings. So we come in, everything we do is hands-on, fun, interactive, and the kids start having a different type of appreciation for healthy foods. Now, we also do workshops for parents, shopping healthy on a budget, farmers market tours, grocery store tours. But right now, what we're focused on until January when we start our in-person programming, right now we're doing some virtual classes and some virtual cooking classes. But we're focused on feeding the community. Right now with COVID, America has suffered, probably one of the worst countries to suffer, because almost every American has an underlying condition. So, you know, the effects of Corona have been exacerbated because of people's immune systems and health, and a lot of it has to do with the diet. Either eat to feed disease or eat to fight disease. And so what we're doing is we're providing healthy groceries to families in need who have lost income or experiencing hardships before or during COVID. You know, we provide the groceries directly to their doorstep along with nutrition guides and healthy activities calendars. And so, you know, it's really important to make sure that people not only get the healthy food, but they know how to cook it, they know what it is, and what it can do for your body. What's really special too is, I don't know if you've realized, especially the adults, kids are having more trouble with conversational skills, eye contact, and different things like that. Part of it is because most of those skills are learned at the dinner table. And you talk to your family, they ask how your day was, and you learn conversation. So the food we provide isn't microwavable, isn't in a can. It's stuff that the actual family has to prepare together. And so now the kids are learning culinary skills. The parents are now forced to cook because they have no other choice but to do it. So it's been really exciting to hear from the families too, that not only are they eating healthier, but they're also getting to experience that conversation, that family dinner, and those cooking skills that they might not have been forced to do before. And it's been a great eye-opening experience and lifestyle change for a lot of the families.
It sure is a lifestyle change, because every time we go out to eat, you always tell me, read the back of that, read the back. You can't eat that, too much of that. Now, Deborah, you're certainly a leader in this community. Who inspired you to, you know, take on this path, this journey? I know the story behind your health challenge, but you know, who actually inspired you to do this?
Well, it was a few things. One, I saw the change in my daughter, but back then I was working at a dental office, and you know, patients would come in every 6 months for their cleaning or their appointment. And during that time, I lost 70 pounds. I would have patients come from one appointment to the next, and they would say, "Oh, where's the other girl that used to work here?" I'm like, "That was me," and they'd all do that face. No, the other girl was, you know, and I had long thought I was sitting and recognized it was me. I'd have to show them a picture. See, it is me. Well, once the patients started coming in, I found out that I was actually an inspiration for them to get healthy. So they would start calling me and say, you know, I thought about your story and I joined the gym. I thought about your story, I'm eating healthier. They call me for advice. And, you know, just knowing that my transition, and it's hard if you can't see, touch, or feel a transition, but change inspires change. And the more change you create, the more change you inspire. But I believe that one of the biggest things besides my daughter's transformation is that I was able to inspire other people to do better for themselves. Was probably my biggest inspiration.
All right. Well, thank you, DT. Stand by, because we got some questions coming your way shortly. Folks, our next guest is Mr. Jeremy Dr. Brown. And he recently graduated with his master's degree in clinical mental health counseling from Lynn University, and he's now pursuing his PhD at Barry University in Miami. Mr. Brown, thank you for hanging out with us this evening. We've been trying to get you for a while, and finally you found time in your busy schedule to hang out with us on a Friday night. We're just so ecstatic that you are joining us this evening, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now, you attended, you earned your undergraduate degree at this, and I think it was University of Florida, Gainesville. And
it was at FSU. You know, we don't
FSU. Oh, the same thing. Anything North Orlando, anything in North Orlando, the same thing. But Florida State University in the state's capital, DJ, of Tallahassee.
Yes.
And it is so just admirable to see a young man of color, a young black man, to earn his bachelor's, go on his master's, and now pursuing his doctorate. We have a lot of young people on the line, a lot of young people watching right now, and I'm sure they're wondering why, why. And talk to me about, what inspired you to do this. I know your story, but they don't. So share your story, if you will. What inspired you to do this, and where to from here?
Yeah. So I got my master's in clinical mental health counseling at Lynn University, which is in Boca. And I just saw that there wasn't that much representation for African Americans in the mental health community. And so I wanted to pursue that because, there is a stigma with mental health in the African American community as a whole. So one of the things that I'm definitely trying to do in my doctorate is, work and, try and develop, different resources and materials, that can be used to disperse amongst the African American community, because there is a deep stigma with mental health that's going around. Not many resources are accessible for African American people, and not many people actually know that there is resources available for them. Mental health, and that's one of the things that I wanted to definitely go into, especially show everybody that you are able to get an education and and be able to do something. I started at FSU, and then I went in doing exercise science, but then realized that wasn't really my passion. I wouldn't say I like talking, but I'm definitely able to get my point across and help people. So that's why I wanted to get into the mental health field. And I currently work as a therapist at Banyan Health Systems, and that's what I've been doing for the past month since I graduated. And it's been life changing. They say once you find a job you like doing, is not really like working. That's kind of how it is now. Like I enjoy doing what I do, and
that's like my brother James T. You find a job, but you make it work for you.
Right.
Got to be fun. Mr. Brown, you're a published author, and while you were at FSU, you penned a piece on procrastination. You wrote that the dreaded procrastination has attacked many college students and always adds on to its ever-growing list of poor victims that get hit with its wrath. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so when you do get to college, there is a lot of freedom that you get, especially as an undergrad. There's a lot of different changes. You're away from home. You're starting to gain a little bit of independence. And with that independence, there is a lot of time that's on your hands. And, one of the things that hits a lot of freshmen, and it hit me, is definitely procrastination, and being able to, actually beat procrastination is, time management. So, it's a lot of scheduling, using a lot of planners. I know kids now are more tech savvy, so using your calendars on your phone, that's what I do. There are many different ways of beating procrastination. Definitely, I use a lot of calendars and scheduling, as well as making a list. I think just making a simple list, just a list of things that you need to accomplish by the end of the week, can make a difference with helping you attack that procrastination.
How do you conquer procrastination?
Scheduling and making a list of things that you want to accomplish by the end of the week.
What about turning off the darn phone?
That too. Yeah, that too. Social media as well. The phones are helpful, but they are harmful at the same time. Definitely scheduling times when you can use it, But
Start right away. Start right away. Makes
Right.
sense.
And then when it's time to, get down to business, then you put the phone away and, get to work.
Sounds good. Stand by, brother. Folks, when you hear the word Zumba, what thought comes to mind? Well, let's hope you're thinking high knees, punches, squats, burpees, Spider-Man push-ups, and other high impact moves to specifically get you in the mood. Okay, we have today, and while it may sound like a Street Fighter mashup, it certainly is not. Okay, Zumba is as you'll hear in a few minutes, it's a series of moves to a well-produced mix of music ranging across hip hop, reggaeton, and soca. And Miss Aida Smith of DNA Total Fitness has been using the workout to help seniors stay fit. Recently, she created a curriculum to include the small fries. And this summer, she won a grant from Healthier Delray Beach to teach kids Zumba. Ms. Smith, good evening. Good evening. What time is it now? Good night. Hello.
Good night. Good night. Thank you so much for having me on the show so I can express how exciting some of this Zumba is. Can you imagine dancing in the pool to nice soca music? We have people from 7 years old to 80 and 90 years old. The picture you just showed upside down, nonetheless. The ladies there were 60 and 70 years old, and they are getting down to soca music. So it's refreshing. It's a great opportunity for them to get some fitness in. I am teaching Aqua Zumba 2 days a week, and the ladies come religiously. They love it. So this year, which was an amazing opportunity to teach virtual Zumba fitness for kids. And it was right on time because with the social distancing and the kids not being able to leave the home, it was a perfect opportunity for them to have their own Zumba sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So some people said, oh my gosh, Zumba, I can't even do Zumba. You think the kids are going to do Zumba on the computer? Yes, they are doing Zumba on the computer. We have some of the little darlings here. We have Nigel Burton, who has been coming every Friday night, getting his groove on, winning awards. And we also
You're saying a guy in Zumba? I thought Zumba worked for women.
No, Nigel, you need to tell him.
Where's Nigel? Where are you?
Tell him what you're doing, Nigel.
Dina, hold off on that. Nigel, where are you?
I'm right here.
Nigel, why did you do this? Why did you decide to do Zumba? Fitness. Oh, how do you stay fit in Zumba?
By working out.
Okay, so what do you like about it?
I like the music.
Oh, you like the music. So you dance to the music or work out to the music? What do you do to the music?
Go ahead. Answer. Say it again.
Oh, what do you do to the music? Do you dance to the music? Do you sing to the music?
Dance.
You dance to the music. So I heard you won some prizes in Zumba. You won 2 prizes.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
I won $10 twice.
Okay, let's go ahead and unmute him. Good. Okay, you said you won $10 twice?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you do with the $10?
I bought a jump rope and some oranges.
Man, you serious about this health and fitness? Shoot, Deborah T over there smiling. You putting a smile on DT's face. So Nigel, you're telling me you jump rope too?
Yes.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. So what grade are you in these days, Nigel? What grade are you in?
3rd grade.
Oh, you're a third grader, so you must be about what, 12 now?
8.
Oh, you're 8. Okay. All right. And what do you want to be one day when you grow up and like your instructor? You become an adult. What would you like to be?
A train engineer.
A training junior.
Train engineer.
A trained engineer. What is a train engineer? What is a train engineer? Help me, brother. What is that? What does it do?
A person who drives a train.
Okay. Okay. Do you know any train engineers?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll talk offline about that. Okay.
Okay.
Good. I may have an assignment for you, Nigel. We'll talk offline about that. But stand by. We get back to you in a minute. So Miss Smith, see, you've been brainwashing Nigel over there, huh? Have him jumping rope and have him skipping and have him drinking orange juice and cranberry juice. You're muted. You're muted.
Part of the session is to discuss healthy eating. We even have a song called Tacos, and they have to go in the chat and tell me what they love on their tacos. Cheese, salsa, beef. We also have Elsa May out of Belize. So we only have a few local people, and we are international. We have people calling in from Colorado, Australia, Vancouver, and Elsa May join us today with her children. Yes. So
Elsa May. Okay, we're getting a lot of background. There you go, Elsa May. It is so nice to have you on, Miss Castillo. I saw the photos of your babies dancing, and I even see you. I'm looking at a picture here right now, and I see you over there shaking it. That's all right. So, how did you guys find out about this program?
Well, since COVID, I found out about Eventbrite, and I found Miss Aida class, and ever since that day, we were there from the first day, and and we're here till today. I'm also a Zumba instructor, but I'm not teaching in my country, and I more teach the babies. I'm a baby Zumba teacher, but I found her class, and in my country, there's not much online stuff. So
Got you.
get my kids active.
Okay, so who
Here, been at the class every week.
and what's her name?
Michelle.
Michelle. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Now, Michelle, what is it about Zumba that you just enjoy on a Friday evening? What time is Zumba on a Friday evening?
3 o'clock.
Oh, so it's 3:30 your time, 5:30 or 6:30 our time, Miss Smith?
Yes, it's every Friday evening at 5:30 until the end of January. So there's a lot of sessions
Okay.
left.
So Michelle, I'm sure you can't wait for school. You can't wait for school to get out so you can run home and get ready for Zumba, huh?
Yeah.
What do you like about Zumba? What is it about Zumba you enjoy?
Well, when I get bigger, I want to be a professional dancer.
Oh, okay. So are you dancing now? Do you practice? Are you a part of a dance troupe?
Yes.
Okay. And why did you want to be a dancer? Why do you want to be a dancer?
Because I just fell in love with dancing.
Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Now, there's another young lady in the photo with you I'm looking at now who was dancing with you. Who was that?
My little cousin.
Okay, where is she? She with you to... yeah, put her on. Put her on.
He's very shy.
You said he?
Yeah, it's a girl and a boy who takes the class with me.
Girl and the boy. I didn't know Zumba was for men, so I thought Zumba was just for girls. See the things we're learning, guys, on Community Conversation? Deborah, did you know guys do Zumba too?
Yes.
You're muted, Deborah.
Did I know what? I'm sorry that
Did you know guys take Zumba classes too?
I do know that. Yes.
Yeah, I see Robert Dodd, Miss Smith. Robert Dodd's asking, how do I sign up for Zumba classes?
They do it for a few reasons. They like dance, so they
So Miss Smith, if someone wants to be a part of your class, how do they sign up?
Okay, so we are located on Eventbrite. If you look for online events, Kids Virtual Zumba Fitness. I did put my information in the chat, so you can give me a call. Like I said, I'm currently doing 2 Aqua Zumba sessions, and I am doing the Kids Virtual session. So I encourage the kids to get on, and also if the parents are sneaking around in the background, I just welcome them to go ahead and join in as well, because you can't pour from an empty cup. We need the parents well, we need the kids well, and I want everybody to come and have a good time. So please join in. And like I said, it's until the end of January. You have at least 10 to 12 sessions left. So join in and come have a good time.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Let me get back to, okay, go ahead and mute everyone, please. Okay, let me get back to the small fry. So Nigel, you want to be a trained engineer. Michelle wants to be a professional dancer. Who else do we have? Who's Michelle's cousin? Ms. Castillo, what's her name?
His name is Roman.
His name, he's very shy. Okay, next time around, you let him know. Let him know. We'd love to have him on the next time to tell us about his experience, okay?
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity, and thanks, Ms. Smith, for inviting us all the way from Belize.
Belize, and thank you again for joining us, and thanks to everyone else from the different countries. Like I said, we have Trinidad, we had Tobago, we had Jamaica, we had the U.S. Virgin Islands, and we have Belize. Now, before I go, Miss Bruton, I think you're on. Are you still with us? Miss Bruton? Okay, that, folks, will about do it for this week's edition of Community Conversation. I hope you learned something tonight that will certainly make a significant impact in your life. Young people, there's no greater investment that you can make on a Friday night than being with like-minded peeps on Community Conversation. Now, I used to tell you that the best is yet to come. Well, it gets better every week. Just look at the screen and see what's planned for you next week. You can't miss this, okay? Why? Yes.
This is Miss Bruton. I was on mute. My
Miss
apologies.
Bruton, that's all right. Stand by 1 minute. We have that for you guys next week. Wake Up Sleeping Genius. We have 2 of the country's best youth motivational speakers will be with us, okay? You cannot miss this. Trust me, when you hear these stories, you're just going to be... Anyway, Miss Bruton, you have an event coming up tomorrow afternoon or sometime tomorrow. Tell us about it briefly, please.
Tomorrow at 4 p.m., we're talking about how important it is to vote, especially this season for the presidential elections. We will be waving flags tomorrow. We're asking everybody to come out and join us. We'll be located on the corner of Southwest 5th Avenue and West Atlantic Avenue, right across from Checkers. So please come out, wave flags, have fun, and have a good time socializing. And
Thank you
masks are required.
There you go. Thank you so much. Folks, we are planning a show for the month of late November, and it's going to be on people who survived natural disasters. We're looking for someone who survived a tornado or September 11th. So if you know someone who survived either of those two, we do have someone who survived an earthquake, hurricane, and a few more, volcano, as well as even lightning strike. Yes, they got struck by lightning, and they lived to talk about it. So if you know someone who survived a tornado or September 11th, please let us know, and we'd be quite grateful for that. Again, tonight's show was produced by Dina Bazoo, a student at Milagro Center, Atlantic High School, and LaDanian Day Thomas. Terrific panel tonight. Thank you all, and a big, sincere shout out to the Boca Raton Tribune for simulcasting us on Facebook, as well as our sponsors, Blanc, New Look Barbershop, Healthier Delray Beach, Wellness Financial. As we wrap up tonight's session, we leave you with this message. Neil, take it away, please.
A mask can say a lot about the person who wears it. But even more about the person who doesn't.
Until next time, thank you all for watching. I apologize again for the tardiness, and have a great week.